Welcome back, everybody. If you've just joined us, you are not late at all because our guest is in studio. Now, our guest today is a content creator, and he started his content creating back in the day of Vines. Do you remember Vines? That was lit, right? And he's also an actor, and he has literally performed the art of doing Vines, hence his name, Gigi Viner. Karibu sana.
Welcome. How are you?
How you doing?
Good
Kwa
Friday
salama?
na kupeleka vipi?
Kwa salama tu.
Kwa salama tu?
No, but I love your birthmark. It's so cute.
I haven't even seen it.
Those
Well,
things
you're so
that-
observant.
You're very unique features
You
that
know.
are gorgeous. But yes, karibu sana. Nice to
karibu
meet
sana.
you.
So Viner tunajua mali hiyo jina ilitoka. Gigi.
Gigi ni, my names are Andrew George Githenji.
Aha.
So George
George.
Githenji.
Gigi. Okay, it made sense.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But
So
tell us a bit
yes.
about, your background. Where are you from? And has it always been, the vining? Is it vine? Can I use the
Vining.
word vining?
Vining.
Yeah?
Content.
Content. Okay, so has content always been the passion since you're younger?
Not really. It started when I was in Coast back in 2017. I was studying at Technical University of Mombasa. So when I was just idle kwa dorm, I just started seeing Vines and I was like, I can try this thing because I had a camera.
Oh, okay.
So I just started, and of course my dad was like, no, send you to Coast.
Are you serious?
What were you
Of
studying
course.
in campus?
Graphic design.
Graphics. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Sasa ukaona uende all the way to Mombasa kabla ya kufanyia Nairobi, or did you grow up there?
No, I was called there.
Oh, you were called there.
I
Okay.
was called there. That is after I had done another 3D something in a college called Shangtao. Then I applied.
Shangtao,
Kuna watu wengi wamepitia hapo.
Watu wa graphics wachana na watu walipitia huko ni yale wasi.
Nakwambia, bad man team. So let's talk about, when you started doing Vines and people actually started liking it and things would go viral. Did you expect that?
Yes, of course I expected it. but it took time. It
Oh, it took time.
It really took time because I started back in 2017 around June. My first video I uploaded it on June 8th, 2017. But my first video that went viral was around 2019.
Oh wow, a whole 2 years.
A whole 2 years.
And which
Which video
video
was
is
that?
this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Which video
specifically.
was that?
There was this time, I know everyone can remember. There was this time Huda was talking about sijui watu wafunge duka, something
Oh
like
yes,
that.
Oh, the
yes,
funga
yes.
duka thing,
So I did like a response for the boy child, like responding. I can't even remember how the video was.
Really? But
But
responding to her saying funga duka.
Yes,
And that's what went
that
viral.
thing exploded. I
Oh,
didn't even
wow,
imagine.
that's amazing.
Yes.
So now, at this time, had you already finished school by the time the viral
Yes,
videos?
yes, I had already. Actually, 2017, I was actually clearing from Mombasa. So when I cleared, that is when I continued now at home
With the content?
with the content
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yes.
And I'm like, there's so many types and forms of, comedy. Why did you particularly choose Vines?
Vines.
Yeah.
Because it was something unique,
Yeah.
and it was something at around the time I was starting, it was not really common in Kenya, because Kenya there were stand-ups and this other form of sitcom shows,
Yeah.
but then Vines was not really common in Kenya. So I was thinking like I can do this thing in a Kenyan style that people can actually relate it to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the job opportunities that came from Vines.
Yes, content mainly, the source of jobs is usually through endorsements and maybe shows or anything, but mostly it's usually endorsements.
Yeah, so when was your first check? You were like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm making money from this. Do you remember that moment?
Yes.
And which job it was?
It was back in 2019. There's an agency in Westlands. They had a gig that I market for LG. That was the first paycheck I got.
And you couldn't believe it?
That is where I bought my first phone, ile poa sasa.
Haya, smartphone. Ile
Smartphone
sasa unaweza
sasa.
kunini Vines vizuri.
Sasa kupost mapicha poa poa and all. Back in 2019.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, does your family find you funny? I mean, Vining wanaionanga tu online. Ukisha post ndio naambia watu wangu
wanaionea
check
huko.
huko. Ukiwa home unakwanga tu.
Okay, I think they find me funny, but now the issue is, they see me every day,
Yeah.
and then they are the ones who criticize my work. Like when I do something and it's not funny, they're the ones who will tell me. So I can't really say if they find me funny or not funny, but they support me in short.
Ah, okay, that's nice. And how did you venture into acting?
Acting, I think it just runs in the blood.
It runs in the blood.
When you start, you know, when you start doing content, you are actually acting already.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're portraying your skills. So I think it's kind of in me. So I just started doing now acting now.
So is it someone who looked for you, or did you see an audition and was like, okay, I can go and try out?
No, it's people actually look for you. But mostly I usually do short films myself. So when I post them on maybe YouTube or Instagram, now some producers see what I do.
They want to work with you.
Yes.
But do you still pursue, you know, do you still do graphic designing? Ai, hiyo umetantu hivi niko tu like mara moja au rushangi mali huko, do you apply it?
I know how to do it, but I don't really do it because I find it ikiwaka kazi mingi sana.
That's easier to create content.
Yeah, when I compare creating content and editing and everything, I find it easier than sitting for like a month creating a poster.
Yeah.
And maybe client atakata.
Okay, yeah, that is a lot of
Yeah, so I look at those genres and I just settle for something that is easy and something that I like.
So let's talk a bit about your short films. Do they have like a certain theme, or how do you come up with like writing and directing the short film?
Let me talk about even a film that I'm actually working on. I usually talk about things that are happening and people usually don't talk about them. Like the next film I'll be working on is basically related on toxic relationships, because this is something that people usually don't talk about and people usually are affected.
Yes.
So I'll just bring scenarios that have happened in a Kenyan style and then just communicate the whole message I'm trying to communicate.
Oh wow, so you write the whole thing yourself?
Yes, I write the whole script and then I find actors who will portray that character the way I want them to portray.
Wow.
And like, what are some of the maybe skits maybe you've worked on that you found most challenging?
Most challenging?
Yeah, or they challenged you as a, you know, script writer and a film producer. Like, what is that film that you're like, okay, this is gonna be a different and, you know?
Really. The only challenge I can say that I usually have is when I do something and people don't really receive it the way I expected them to receive. Or you know, haters too wengi.
Kuongea tu
vibaya, but hiyo siku hizi nisumbuangi, but my usually challenge is people not receiving, so napata hiyo like what can I do next so that
so they get it,
they can get what I'm trying to do here. Yes, that is usually my big challenge.
And your like biggest achievement so far, what is it you've done since you've been a content creator that you see as, wow, this is a highlight?
I don't think I can say this right now, but there's a project that is somehow coming to fulfill. That will be like coming soon. My major breakthrough since I started doing content, because it's like a dream I've always wanted to do. That one.
All right, so we just keep it locked.
This year, just keep it locked. Yes.
Okay.
And like, you know, you're telling us a bit more of, you know, 2019 seems to be to have been that year for you. You know, 2019 I did this. 2019, how was 2020 for you?
Ah man, 2020 was starting actually very well because there are so many corporates that were calling in. But then after COVID, now every excuse was like, oh, you know, COVID, oh, you know what, So most, I can say jobs usually zilikatika, but they have somehow resurrected this year.
Resurrected.
In a way. But 2020 was a bit hard.
Yeah, definitely. For most creatives, it was.
For most creatives.
Yeah. And speaking of creatives, what do you think makes you stand out as a creative, as a content creator? Because, you know, there are a lot of people doing content out there, but you specifically, what do you think makes you unique?
You know, the key thing about being unique, actually that's the word, we have to be unique in your content. You can do content that maybe
everyone has done.
Yeah, and maybe, but there's a way you do it. It's somehow unique and it's appealing. Like, hey, there's a way this guy does his content. So I think it's being unique. Also study what people do so that you don't end up like just like what unafikiria una
copy paste.
And I mean, what are some of the people you look up to when it comes, you know, to doing vines? Because like you said, it wasn't very common in Kenya. Then you decided to, you know, follow that path. What are some of the guys who inspired you?
Hey, me, I was not inspired by CGO so-called celebrities. I was inspired by my dad. My dad used to do video productions. But his was not comedy. It was like
Serious stuff.
video production, documentaries, those ones in
Oh,
the 80s
wow.
and 90s.
So it really runs in the blood.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I was
Okay.
just like, want to be like him, successful and
Yeah.
all.
Oh wow, amazing.
That's all.
All right, guys, we still have more from Gigi Viner. We need to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. God.
Wow.
That is so punny. You get it?
Okay, umelandisha your story.
I'm telling
I'm like,
you.
you're saving the last for the best. Like, how do you come up with this stuff? Because it's really funny though. Like the way normal things, the way you sing them.
Man, my eyes
Wow.
on you.
I was trying to create a concept ya maboy kukataliwa na madem.
Eh,
But now I had to make it interesting with the punchlines zenye tunapeana. So I search for puns and dry jokes.
yeah.
Yes.
And the sound effects, because honestly,
Sound effects,
that
obviously,
that
yes.
is the winner.
Yes, you have to
Oh
put
my.
some effects.
And how,
Okay, I
like,
love that.
like, does the idea just come to you? Do you see something
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I can do something like that, or does it just come to you and you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, ideas just come very weird times. 2
Yeah.
a.m. you just write it down and then asubuhi you work on it.
You work on it and
and
wanna
then
shoot.
you start shooting.
Oh, wow.
And like at some point I was like, hey, you got buzz. Kidogo kidogo unaona venye ulitoka graphics ukaingia huku.
Yes.
Tunaweza kuexpect kusikia ndani ya beat sasa or something.
I have a song actually.
Okay, all right.
I can
Ehe.
tell
Inaitwaje?
Hey.
Na inatoka lini?
Producer wangu, okay, sijui kama ni producer ama ni beatmaker.
Beatmaker, eh?
Ananiambia
producer.
anacheza na auto tune kidogo.
Ehe.
Alafu ataniambia. But actually on a serious note I have a song coming out.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
What's
So-
the song about? What's the genre?
Relationships.
As usual.
Why
It's okay, it's actually a love song,
Uh-huh.
but it's not really a love song. I'm still putting toxic relationship concept in it.
Ah, okay. Umeongelelea toxic relationships, and have you been through it? I mean, we've all been through it.
I've seen someone, my friend, who has gone through
Who
it.
has really
and,
been through it, yeah?
I've seen the things they have gone through, and I was like,
Eh, so you
So-
experienced it firsthand. I mean, through
yes,
someone else's.
yes, yes,
yeah.
and it was not a really good experience.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let me ask. So of course you're dropping bars here. So kidogo itakuwa ni, will you be rapping ama are you going to sing? You know, sometimes people like you can sing and
Yeah.
vocals and break things. Are you going to be singing?
Rapping.
Rapping.
I don't have a voice for singing.
So utaturapia.
Me rapping,
Uh-huh.
of course, bars,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still trying to look for a different style I can do your music because I'm all about uniqueness and everything.
And do you have any funny jokes for us today? Tuambie
Oi,
kitu
oi,
tusikie.
oi.
No pressure, but do you have any funny jokes?
Mine is not, that one is naughty.
You have to like think about it.
That one is naughty. Am I allowed to say that really?
If it's a curse word, no.
No, it's not a curse
Okay,
word.
if it's a word in a dictionary, yes.
Ama kamusi. It's okay.
I'm a kamusi.
You can call me Lionel
Uh-huh.
because I want to make your bed messy.
Wow, Lionel Messi! What?
Okay,
That's a
that's
good
a
one.
good
That's a
one.
good one.
That's
That's
a
a good
good
one. That's
But
a
how
good
do you like, just come up with this, the way you put your words? Do you do a lot of research? Do you sit down and write? Then you figure out how to use them?
No, what happens? Still the same year, 2019. I have this friend I shoot with. He's called Mark. He saw some other content creators. They were creating content called dry jokes, where they take like a cup and then they make a sentence inserting the cup there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can try this. So I did a couple of videos. Those are also the other videos that went viral. So I think when I did these videos, I somehow clicked into that dry jokes
Yeah, the
thing.
dry jokes kind of
So
stuff.
I am actually very good at using words and coming up with sentence, and I think it's just something that came up.
Ah, okay. So what is it like being a content creator? Like there's someone out there who's like, okay, I want to create content too, but is it expensive? Like, do I need to invest in myself? What do I need to do? Maybe like advise them a little bit.
You just need a good phone. You don't even need a camera. You can use a good phone. If you are good at doing one takes,
Yeah.
you can use a phone, take one take, as long as all the content has been exhausted. You just post. Social media is free. You just post and you just do your thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't have, you don't have to have the most expensive
And don't
anything.
don't look at money as the key point, because I tell most people you'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because money will come as you do.
Money will come
yeah.
when you progress,
Yeah.
because it's your work that actually attracts the money.
So if you're doing it to get rich, sorry bro, it's not gonna happen.
You're very tired.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what other things do you do for fun? You know, when you're not creating vines and getting creative.
When I'm not doing those, I'm also a chef.
Oh! Okay.
Bora.
Yes. I have a cafe.
Oh, nice.
We sell fries, those fast foods things. So when I'm not working, I usually go there and assist and everything.
Okay, so you're a businessman also.
Yes, I'm a Kikuyu man. You know,
Hey,
you have to find- you have to
lazima
find
money at
this
all.
money.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
like, do you cook yourself?
Yes.
And
Oh,
then
wow.
like what's your specialty? Unajua kuna kwanga ile chakula yenyewe unasema mtu wangu nikikupikia box unaingia tu
ukipata
utajipatiana.
date na kuambia give me your best
What
dish.
I love or what I can cook best.
What you can
Yeah,
cook
what
best.
you can cook best.
What I can cook best is kuku.
Okay. All types of
All of
chicken.
them, the breadcrumbs, the fries, the oven one, the stew, everything.
Shimesikia
Na kuna
madam.
mtu wa kupikiwa na mpishi.
Kupikiwa na mpishi.
Kuna mtu
Kuna
you
mtu
have
mwenye
somebody in your
anapikiwangwa.
life who you cook for.
Do
Being
you
very
cook for
clever.
somebody?
Okay, at the moment, no.
You're
Bas,
single.
ndo you know
You're
mpishi
just
bora
ipanga
my
plug
friend.
mtu wangu. We are like in the spirit of love.
True.
Tunasema
Slide in
watu
the
wanaweza
DMs.
kuslide kwa DM. Where can they find you?
My social media pages, I'm usually mostly on Instagram at Gigi_Viner. YouTube, you can just search Gigi Vlog Life. That's where we do like films and vlogs and everything. Yes, that's it.
Fantastic. All right. So apart from the song and that very big project that is coming up, is there anything else people should look forward to?
Just go follow me.
Eish. Keep it locked. Mtajua vile kunaendaga. And of course, you know, closing parting words for your fans who've supported you so far.
First of all, I want to appreciate you guys for hosting me.
Of course.
I'm
Thank you
truly
for coming
grateful.
through.
For my fans, manze, thanks for your support. Nashukuru. For the haters, tuendelee. You're the ones who keep me strong.
Mnamsaidia.
Yes. Just keep on pushing with whatever you are doing. Kila mtu akona siku yake.
Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Gigi. It was nice to meet you. And of course, for our audience out there, continue enjoying a good Friday. And of course, stay safe. Do follow all the MOH guidelines, because, you know, we still want to see you here on Good Monday and the day after that and the day after that. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week. Same time, same place.